Hello, everyone. This is the Awkward Author vlog and podcast, and I am Alyssa Grasso. This is a weekly little show that I do here on YouTube, as well as putting it out there as a podcast that you can listen to or watch. Just letting you know about my wonderfully awkward author life and the noisy apartment that I live in. There's some kind of noisy truck going by outside as usual, so I do apologize for all the background noises in these videos. I can hear my neighbor's dogs whining next door. This is my life. But I do have good news for you this week. The past few weeks I have been complaining, I know, about not having a bathroom, not having a working shower, having to deal with the handyman here, having to deal with my dog freaking out because the handyman's here, having to schedule my entire life around this bathroom project that just became this huge nightmare. And I am happy to report that it is all done. The great bathroom project of 2018 has been completed. I have a working shower once again. I have a glorious new handle in my shower, which really, who cares? But I have it. I have a working shower as of Friday. That's when we finished up. I'm making this now on Tuesday. So it's still, the novelty has not worn off yet, guys. I'm still enjoying this new wonderful convenience that I have. So that's where I'm at. And I was also complaining about like productivity issues, and I have to say, like, yesterday was my first full working day of like not having all this crazy stuff going on, and I got so much work done. I didn't do writing stuff. It wasn't a writing day. It was my day job day, which is selling stuff on the internet, reselling. And I really had a very productive day, very happy, because it's really been the first time in a long time that I've been able to get some stuff accomplished. And I mean, this carries over to writing too, and creating. And, if you can't, if you have a very distracted environment, or you yourself are someone that's easily distracted, it can be tough to get work done, and I know this. I know this from firsthand experience, guys. So my recommendation to you would be to figure out some way to limit the distractions in your life, if you can. Like, sometimes it's just not possible, like what I was dealing with the bathroom. But if this is like an ongoing thing for you, you have to figure out some way to get yourself away from the distractions if you can't tune them out. And there are all kinds of ways to do it. It might mean, going somewhere else. It might mean, going to a coffee shop or a library or something like that and working there as opposed to working at home if home is full of too many distractions, or creating a space for yourself at home that's like distraction free. If you can do that within your own home, that's great. If you need to, put up a shed in the backyard and make that, your writing shed, your working shed, studio space, whatever, definitely do that. Or even, renting something, studio space, office space to work in, because sometimes you need that. You need to feel like, okay, I'm going to go off to work and write, because it can be hard working from home. I mean, I've worked from home for years with the other stuff that I do. So it isn't as difficult. Maybe I've kind of gotten myself into that mindset, but still writing, it can be difficult because it's like, I feel like I have all these other things that I should be working on, and writing is like a fun thing for me. I don't always see it as work. And so to me, it's like, well, I got to do this other work before I can do the fun thing, the writing thing. So it's something I struggle with, and I know other people struggle with it too. And it's so easy to put it off and do other things, or even feel like, oh, okay, I need to clean my office before I can write, or I need to, clean the floors before I can write. And, well, you've seen my videos, you've seen my office. Obviously, that is not a problem I have, but sometimes I even think like that. I'm like, oh, I really got to get this office clean, so I'll work on that instead of writing. And I don't need a clean office to write, and you don't either. That's, a proven fact. Now, the other thing that I've been talking about the past few weeks that I've sort of been working on while the handyman was here was re-editing my second and third books, YA novels, Ferocity Summer and Shallow Pond, with the help of some technology, listening to the books, flipping through the pages to get them ready to be republished, because I did get the rights back to those books, and I am happy to report that the re-editing part is completely done. So that is that's a big burden off of my shoulders, because while writing is fun, editing, especially re-editing, was not fun at all. It was just a chore, just a task. Did not enjoy it one bit, and so I'm very happy to be done with that. What I will probably be working on like tomorrow is getting those books, getting everything finalized with them so that they can be uploaded. I can get them out there. I'm still deciding what I want to do with them. These are books that they were published in 2012 and 2013 respectively, and they were out there for a while. I made some money on them as far as I got an advance on them. They were traditionally published, but they never earned out their advance. There are no other editions. There was never any like audio edition. There was never any foreign editions of these two books. So I've kind of feel like they've been out there in the world a while. I can play around with these and use these in different ways to try to experiment with some things. I am going to be putting out my Unnamed Roads book soon, which is also young adult. So I've got to figure out some ways that I can use these two books to maybe help drum up sales for that one. And so I haven't quite decided what I want to do, like if I want to go wide with these or maybe just put them on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited. And I'm still deciding, guys, but I will keep you abreast of that situation and what is going to go on with that. And as far as writing, like I said, I've only really had one working day since the whole bathroom project was done, and I have not really gotten much writing done in the past few weeks at all, just because of all the craziness. And I'm hoping this week also to get back into the swing of things as far as writing. I'm very close to being done with a second draft, I don't know, first draft, whatever you want to call it, of the adult book that I'm working on, mystery thriller, psychological thriller. Again, I have to be pretty more clear on the genre. Like, it's not super scary. Like, there's some suspense to it, but it's more, there's a mystery to it, and there is some I guess psychological stuff. So I guess psychological thriller is really the genre for it. But I really have to be more clear on that. It's very important, I know, to be clear if you're putting a book out there, know exactly what it is and make sure that's categorized right, or otherwise you're going to upset readers and people aren't going to be able to find it that would want to read it. So that's something I have to work on. But also I have to work on actually finishing it. And so I'm very close to being done with that, what I would call the first draft, because I rewrote in a big time way the first draft that I put out there, and there's a lot of like fresh writing in this. It's like its first draft stage of writing. I have to do some editing to get that all up to a point where I could even get it to a copy editor, which would be the next step. So gotta finish writing it first, then work on editing it, and then work on more polishing of it. And so that will be coming in the coming months. And I've actually, I on Friday actually, after I had taken a shower in my own bathroom for the first time in weeks, I was like, I have to come up with a schedule for myself because I don't know where I am and, the direction that I'm going on. I have all these things I want to work on, and what should I work on next and all this stuff. So I was working on that Friday afternoon, kind of figuring out, like a timeline of things that I have to do, from, getting these other books on there, getting Unnamed Roads out there, getting The Girl Most Likely to Succeed finished, and then what I'm going to work on next. And I've actually been doing a little bit of outlining for a young adult book, really a young adult series I want to work on. I'm going to do something a little different with this. Like back in, let me think, I think it was January. I purchased, I had this whole craziness with my phone, but right around that time, I was also purchasing an iPod Touch. Didn't know the phone was going to go on me when I did that. And the idea with that is to devote that to writing. Now, I've been using that the past few weeks to get these books re-edited, but I'm actually going to be using that for dictation purposes. You could use, obviously they have machines that are just designed for dictation, but I have plans to use the iPod Touch, which to me seems like a better solution. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm still working out the kinks with that and figuring out a system that works for me. My thinking was it would be great to use while I'm like walking this guy here, my dog, and, or just, out and about. Always have it with me to work on stuff while I'm doing other stuff and being productive, and not, it's not sitting behind a desk writing all the time, which, isn't always the best thing to do. It's good to be out and about and moving around too. So that's the plan with that. Now, when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about having, hands that I could use to operate the iPod Touch and not have them encased in big, thick gloves, and not having to be wearing, a hat and scarf and be all bundled up in the winter. And even though I'm making this on the first day of spring, it's March 20th, it's still winter here. It still feels like winter. We're actually supposed to get a storm tonight into tomorrow that's, they're saying like 3 to 8 inches now, so of snow. So, it's still really winter here. My vision of using the iPod Touch has not quite come to fruition. So it's good that I'm still figuring things out, because, maybe by the time we get warm weather, I'll have it all sorted out and I'll be able to use that. And that's not really the only time I would use it, like being out walking. He's whining now. But also, there's just, times when it's like, I'm not really able to sit at my desk and write, but I have time to kill. Why are we barking, Jack? Okay, we had to take a little break there for some barking, but I think we've calmed down now. By the way, like, my dog is crazy, so that is actually one of the times that I'm thinking I might be able to get some writing done via dictation, would be when I'm feeding my dog or waiting for my dog to eat. Which, those of you who have like Labradors or like any kind of normal dog that you just put food in his dish and he eats, you might be like, what the hell is she talking about? But my dog's crazy. He definitely has some neurotic tendencies, let's put it that way. And he also has like what I call his doggy ADHD. I mean, he definitely is hyperactive and also easily distracted by like anything. So he's always had issues with food and has all these weird things. Like if we're out and about somewhere and somebody gives him a treat, like he will not eat it. Like, somebody wants to be nice and like you go to the bank or something like that and they would give the dog a treat at a gas station. He won't eat it. It'll sit there in the car or something. But it won't get eaten. He'll eat it when he gets home, but he doesn't want to eat like a treat or something when he's out and about. So there's that. But then his food, like, it's not that he doesn't like his food. He does, and he's had different foods before. It's not the food, it's just him. I'll put food in his dish, and there's food in his dish right now. I gave him breakfast this morning. It's been in there a couple hours. It hasn't gotten eaten. It'll get eaten at some point, probably. He rarely cleans his dish out. It's just how he is. So he'll sometimes eat a little bit here and there, but basically he won't eat if I'm not there, like in the kitchen by his food dish, watching him eat. Like, I could even be in the kitchen. My kitchen is very small. I could be in the kitchen like 2 feet away washing dishes, and he'll have to wait till I'm done washing the dishes so that I can stand there and watch him eat while he eats. Don't ask me why. I don't understand it. And there's like all these rituals he has to go through. Like, he'll play with the toy for a while and then he'll eat. I have to like shake his dish for him to eat. It's like craziness. So it takes a while for him to even decide to eat. And then once he does eat, like if you have like a normal dog, like a Labrador or something like that, like in a couple of minutes or less, they'll like clean out their whole food dish. My dog takes a very long time to eat. Like, it is a very slow, time-consuming process, and I have to stand there and watch him the whole time. So, I spend, on a daily basis, at least, like, 15 minutes just standing there watching my dog eat. Sometimes If he ends up eating more than one meal in the day, which, I mean, he gets fed twice a day. But yeah, so it could be like 15 minutes to half an hour I spend every day just standing there watching my dog eat. It's not very fun for me. And like, he'll be eating and then it's like, oh, look, there's a spot on the ceiling, and he'll just like stare at that, or, oh, look, my ball's over there, I'm going to play with the ball. It's like, yeah. Anyway, so it is a very time consuming process. And one of the reasons I got this iPod Touch is like, I can use this time that I'm spending watching my dog eat his food to actually maybe work on books, because otherwise I'm just like kind of stand there, like maybe I'll play a game on the phone, or I'll check my email or something, but it's not really very productive time for me, obviously. So that is one of my thoughts, and I have actually played around with this iPod Touch now that I have it, dictating some stuff, seeing how it would work, and working on this book that I just start outlining. So I was working on this without even having an outline, just kind of playing around with it, see how it would go. And so that's the plan for this book, this YA book, is to actually try to write it, at least a first draft, a very rough first draft, using dictation. And I'm going to keep you abreast of that situation too, let you know how that goes, because I'm still figuring it out, but I'm excited about it. It could be interesting. It could be a disaster. I will let you know. So that's everything, guys, that's been going on for me in my author life. Like I said, I do have, quite a few things on my agenda this week, and, hopefully by the time I talk to you next week, I'll at least have those two books that went out of print, have them back available, at least as ebooks. And I'll see how far along I get with my other plans and scheduled writing activities, and let you know how that's going. But I do thank you for watching, listening, following along with my wonderfully awkward author journey here. And I hope you are doing well. If you're writing, I hope your writing's going great. Hope you're creating great stuff, and just enjoying things and having some fun out there. So guys, thank you for watching. My name's Alyssa Grasso. You can find me online at alyssagrasso.com, ALISSAGROSSO.com. And thanks guys. I'll see you again next week. Talk to you again then. Have a great week, guys.